Um, so, today's spooky improv story is the word witch. Thank you very much. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Terry. And Terry often dreamed about going off and doing things in another world, going on holiday, going to different planets. His mind was always in a different world, literally. I mean, not literally, that would be a bit fucked. And one day he was leaning on his windowsill, looking out the window wistfully and saying, "Ah, I wish I could be anywhere but here." And then all of a sudden, someone appeared behind him. He turned around quickly and he realized that there was a tall, beautiful woman in front of him wearing a long, slender black hat. "Hello, my darling," said the witch. "Who are you?" said Terry. "How did you get in my house?" "Oh, darling, don't worry about it. I can hear anyone that is wishing for something. Now, did you mean what you said? That you wish to go somewhere, anywhere but here?" "Well, I mean, I'm a bit worried about where I'd go if that wish came true." "Okay, darling, do you wish to wish for something else?" "Well, something similar. I do wish to go somewhere. I want to go somewhere that's going to give me an exciting time. I wish to go somewhere that gives me an exciting time." "Very well," said the witch calmly. "Abracadabra, you are now in your wish place." Terry said, "Wish place?" And he fell into a magical hall of blue and orange colours. Very, very on brand with the stream. And he suddenly appeared in a jungle. He looked around and he could hear the sounds of a loom. A loom is like birds calling. You could hear birds calling, animals yowling, and there was really tall leaves and grass all around him. He made his way through the grass. It was coming to dark, so it was quite scary and creepy. He ran into a spider web a couple of times, and he had a big fear of spiders. So, wait, you didn't hear me say had. You didn't hear me say had. He has, wink wink, a big fear of spiders. And he made his way through the ravine of thick, deep forest until he found himself in a clearing. He looked around and he realized that he wasn't in a jungle. He was on an island and he was standing on concrete. Then he realized he was being surrounded by a bunch of men in red uniforms that had masks on their face with shapes on them. "Who are you guys?" "Oh, don't worry about it," said one of them. And he quickly grabbed Terry and chloroformed him. Terry passed out, obviously, because no one is immune to chloroform, other than someone's probably doesn't get affected by chloroform. When Terry woke up, he was in a facility with lots of beds, and the walls were all completely white. He woke up and there was a bunch of other kids there too, his age. He got up and started walking around. "What's going on here?" said Terry. "I was just going on an adventure." The other kids surrounded him and said, "Yeah, us too. How did we get here?" And then all of a sudden, some doors opened and the men in red uniforms came in. "Hello," said the front man. The man at the front, not the front man. There was a man at the front. The man at the front said, "Hello, and welcome." "Who are you?" said one kid. "Who are you?" said Terry. "What are we doing here?" said another girl. Be quiet. Sorry, that was loud. Be quiet, said the man. You are in a test because you were not grateful enough for your lives the way that they were. So now we're going to test you and test whether or not you really want to live. The kids looked at each other in alarm. Live? We just spoke to a witch woman that granted us any wish we wanted and it brought us here. Yes, and you weren't grateful enough for your lives as they were, so we're going to punish you and teach you the meaning of life. Suddenly, the other red men in uniforms gathered the kids and escorted them through the doors, and they found their way into a test room. The woman that had brought them there was there in the corner. She was playing wistfully with her long black hat and playing with her nails. Oh, hello, children. I hope you're doing well. Sorry for tricking you back there. That wasn't really my intention, but... And she looks at her long, black, pointed nails. They pay me quite well, you see. So I couldn't resist but to bring you here, of course. Anyway, children, the first test is a game. The kids look at each other. A game? You want us to risk our lives for a game? Yes, darling, you see. We're going to play jump rope. Jump rope? The kids look at each other. Jump rope is easy, we've got this. Suddenly, a giant, thick, wired bit of rope extends across the room and lowers down to where the kids in the witch are. Okay, kids, if you line up next to the iron rod, you have 30 seconds to show us that you're all amazing at jump rope. She leaves the room. Did she say tightrope? Said one of the kids. Yeah, I heard that too, said another kid. So they all line up next to the rod and they hear a wah alarm sound play. And all of a sudden, the big metal rod becomes flexible and starts flapping around. And they realise that it's going around in a circle like a jump rope. All the kids except one jump in the air, and that one kid gets sent flying against the wall and splats into 1,000 pieces. The kids start screaming and crying. What are we going to do? We're going to die. Terry says, it's okay. It's okay if we do what the witch said and we do a tightrope and jump on top of the rod when it comes around next time, we'll be fine. The kids listen to him and they go, okay. So when the rod rope comes around again, all the kids simultaneously jump in the air and land on the tightrope at the same time. We did it! We did it, says Terry, we're going to make it. But unfortunately, they didn't counter into the fact that there were giant lasers at the top of the building. And as the rod rope went around, it hit the lasers and every kid got sliced into smithereens. Including Terry, unfortunately. All the bits that had made from the kids, from the lasers, were scooped up by the men in red and they were put into a big pot. That pot was then made into a nice gumbo, you see, because they didn't want to waste anything. Like, they don't want people to waste their lives, they don't want to waste product. So they scooped up all the mints and made it into a nice gumbo. And they then sent it to the parents of the kids as a nice farewell present. And the witch, who was still in the corner of the room at the time, was playing with her nails once more that were now slightly splattered with blood, and she said, oh dear, I guess I'll have to go collect some more then. Then she hopped on her little stick broom, petted her little black cat and said, oh well, better luck next time. And she flew off into the stars, and we never saw Terry or the kids ever again. The And man, that was another story that was like, what? What is going on there? But it's fine because it was real. And you want to know how I know it was real? Because I was the witch. It's fun being magical. And I'm still bringing kids to that island every day to do these tests to challenge their fate in reality. Though it's not as fun anymore, you know. None of the kids seem to get past the first test, except one. But when he got hit by the tightrope, he just kind of flew into the stars, and you know, like in Pokemon, where you like, bing, he like flies into the sky and just a little twinkle, bing. That was funny though. That was funny to watch. But maybe we should change these tests though, because it seems like none of them are working. Maybe the first test is too hard. But yeah, that was my spooky story. Sorry if that one is all over the place. I really try and think of like what to say for them, but it's difficult. Like, I think when it's something as simple as witch, like my mind goes in so many places. It's the same with Portal. Like, there's so many. What's the word? There's so many possibilities that my mind just ends up doing backflips and just doing stuff completely chaotic. When it's like I could literally just do a story about a witch, but witches steal kids though, don't they? I don't steal kids though. I know I said I'm the witch, but I'm not the witch. I am a fucking Onryo, and don't let me tell you again, I'm a fucking Onryo, bro. I steal everyone's lives. Don't let me tell you again. Alright. Anyway, guys, that was my spooky dookie wookie story. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, although it was pretty random. But yeah, let me just. I should have this ready for when I'm done, but yay! That's the souls of the kids that are cheering. Yay!